when he was like 17, going into his senior year, he started to notice changes with him. And, you know, I think that as parents, sometimes we see things and like, oh, maybe that's not what it is, or not intentionally be like, well, I'm just, let's see if it's gonna get worse. Maybe it don't get worse. Maybe it's just a phase or something like that. But as he, so in the senior year, he got over it, and then he experienced something traumatic, and so it kind of sent him like into a spiral. And when that happened, we thought after his traumatic experience that he was okay. And we have to realize, like, children don't deal with things like adults. Like, we know, like, we could take on a lot, especially women, and like just keep pushing. And children aren't like that because they're just not emotionally there, you know, with that understanding of how to pick themselves up all the time. So when he went through his experience, it was very subtle, I guess you can say it first. It was isolation. It was kind of cutting himself off from his friends. It was feeling like he didn't need his friends. He was the type, you know, he had to look good for the ladies. And he got to the point, he didn't even care what he looked like in the morning. You know, he got to the point, he didn't even want to bathe. He didn't want to change his clothes. He just wanted to stay alone, you know. So my point of saying that is, like, if you have a child that's in your life and you know they're like, they're active, they're happy, you know, because they like to dance, they like to make people laugh, and then you start to notice like them pulling away, they can getting quiet, you know, like a 360 type behavior, really. You know, question that, ask them questions, ask them, how are you doing? When you notice that they're in that space, and you say, well, how you doing? I'm good, I'm okay. But your eyes are seeing differently than what their mouth is saying. You don't want to push them to the point that they shut down and they don't even want to cooperate with you anymore. But check in with them more often. You know, don't think that, oh, he or she is sitting by themselves, just let them be. You know, show your face, because sometimes they don't even have it in themselves to come to you and be like, you know, I want to talk to you about what's on my mind. But if you can build that, like this bridge of trust, that, you know, maybe you don't want to tell them today, but you know that I'm here. It may be a week from now, a month from now, whatever. They may come to you and open up more to let you know how they're doing. And kids, if y'all ever feel like, you know, because sometimes like we don't realize what's going on with ourselves until somebody say something. But if you start to notice, like, I don't like to draw anymore. I don't want to talk to my friends anymore. You know, be okay with talking to an adult about, I feel like I don't want to talk to my friends anymore, because it starts to open up a conversation, well, why are you feeling like that? You know, and then it makes them sit with themselves and want to talk more about what it is that they're going through. But, you know, if you just notice any type of difference, always as an adult, check in with them, because they may not be brave enough or, you know, or ready to be open enough to check in with you and tell you what's going on.
How do you get them from an area of that space once you notice as a parent in a long period of time, when you know it's time as a parent to take action? How do you get them to that point?
It's challenging.
Because as a teen, you may take your time to do so, but you know as a parent, if I don't take action, my child may down spiral. How do you get them to not go there?
We are all different. We are all individual people. Some people are more cooperative than others. I will say this though, if that child is under 18, and if you notice things like all throughout their life or before they turn 18, you know, I know it sounds very aggressive, but there's something called like a power of attorney, a health power of attorney. I would consider doing that, because once you turn 18, it's like impossible for them to cooperate. Like, you can't even go to the doctor with them, you know, a therapist appointment, unless they agree to let you do it. So you have to be very proactive early on if you do notice something with them. But, you know, my experience, it was very challenging. It was, you know, it was trying to catch him between the ups and the downs. Because when he down, he wasn't listening to nothing we were saying. But sometimes he came into a moment of clarity, and that was like a window to like, do you need help? Do you want to talk to somebody who can get help for you? And he would listen, but then it would shift. But I think that when you can catch people in those moments when they are willing to listen to you and see you willing to listen to him, then even if they don't cooperate in that moment, you know, you keep doing this and you remember it, you know, because that's what happened with us. It wasn't like the first time we tried to get him help, he was like, okay, I'm gonna do it several times over several years. Just went on, you know, until one day, you know, I think it's like the same goes, you can't help somebody that don't want to help themselves.
Yeah.
You know, it just gets to a point that I think they feel they get rock bottom. Then they feel, I don't want to live like this anymore. You know, but it's important as their support system, whatever, whoever you are in your life, mom, dad, grandma, auntie, cousin, whatever, to let them know I'm here. Whether you're down, whether you're